Can we hear him? Everybody hear me?
Let me see if
Yeah. We're good. We're good.
No. There we go.
There we go.
Go use that one.
I was wondering. I'm like, is it gonna get bigger? I feel like I'm squinting. Like it's good.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm learning, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
Okay. What's up with you, bro, man? Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Likewise.
Nice to meet you too, bro. My name's Samuel.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice to meet you.
I've heard a lot about you through your brother, but I don't think I've had the pleasure, actually meeting and speaking and chatting, man. So, what's up?
That's my brother. That's my best friend. That's my ace boon coon. That's my, you name it. You know what I mean?
Who's the big brother?
Come on now.
Okay.
Oh, come on now.
He answered that like a big brother. I'm a little brother too, bro. So how it is, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, but you know what though? Being the big brother, I think I treasure the relationship in a different way than he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate the trust. Like,
I feel like with my brother, it's almost. I feel like older brothers is like older brother / a little bit of fatherhood in there as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least with my brother, man. I learned a lot from that guy. You all right?
I got you. I got you.
So, right now.
Hey, who's over there?
I got Sergio down here with me, man.
Man, let's see it.
Yeah,
is that a Gallagher thing behind you?
Is it a what?
Is that Gallagher behind you?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
So we got that. I got a couple of them down here, man.
That's what's up.
Sir, will this flip around? Sergio, come here.
You should.
I don't know if you guys can see him.
Oh yeah.
There you go. See him a little better. Yeah.
He's how old?
Almost 10 months.
10 months?
Yeah, so he's about 9 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell me about the obedience classes and all that, man. How's that work? How was it?
It was super dope, man. So I got a really good friend, man. Like literally one of my best friends in the world, a guy named McNeil over at Supreme K9. So most of the obedience and bite work and shit I've seen has been through Matt, but I kind of wanted to learn the process. You know what I mean? Like how y'all really doing this. You asked me how to build a nice dog, I can give you X, Y, Z, but as far as like training and understanding, it really wasn't my forte. So basically how it went, you pay, it was like $110 for 5 weeks, 1 hour a day. And really, like you training your dog, but they really training you how to train your dog. Like that little hour a week really didn't make a huge difference. So whatever I did in class that week, I would just come home that week and just drill the shit out of it. Right. Everything they showed me that week, we come home and do it, and do it. And my ultimate goal was to kind of do some sport work with him, some bite work, shit like that. And the club that I went through, I had to go through the obedience class first. So we finished our obedience class last week. Next week, he'll start bite work and shit like that, man. So it's been pretty cool, man. That's polar opposite of what I'm used to. Hey, I tagged you in a post the other day. Somebody looking for one of those. Did you get that?
Yeah.
That's the dash hounds, the mini dash hounds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tagged you in the post the other day. Somebody was looking for one. I don't know if you got it.
Yeah, she's clingy right now. She's getting ready.
Yeah, that was one of the big differences. Oh, she loaded up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I understood what you. But that Doberman, man, like that breed is. I don't know if I've ever had a dog that was that clingy, man. Like he over there eating now. When he get done, he gonna come lay right here. And he's been like that, like from the beginning, man. So it's been pretty fun. I'm a bulldog guy. But, it's been a little bit of fun to kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit, It's been pretty cool.
I just like dogs, man.
Yeah, that's my problem, man. Big dogs, little dogs, fat dogs, tall dogs, short dogs. Yeah, that's my problem, man.
Yeah. You gonna do bite work with him, huh?
That's the goal, man. That's the goal, man. I've took him out a couple of times. I'm actually supposed to go in the morning with Nick Lampson. Do you know Nick Lampson? I think it's Ugly Dog, Olde Bulldogs.
Mm-mm.
He's a bulldog guy, but he does personal protection. He has a Malinois. He has a black Malinois. So I'm supposed to go hang out with him tomorrow, do a little bit of bite work. So we'll see how it goes. Try and progress him, grow him along.
We were in Tractor Supply, and somebody had a mound on. My wife's like, "I want one of those." I'm like, "No, you don't. No, you don't."
They're a lot of dog, bro.
We got home. I showed her the YouTube videos when they run up the tree and jump off the other way. I was like, "You still want one?" She's like, "I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah. My dude Mac used to have a Malinois. I don't know if he still got it. Maybe it was a Dutch Shepherd. But anyhow, the dog would go up a ladder, man. He'll send that motherfucker up the ladder. That motherfucker come back down the other side. Didn't eat till he told him to. Sat him on a fire hydrant one day. One of my other dudes camped. So they cool dogs. It's a lot of dog, man. A little too much for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But you imported Serbio, huh?
Say again?
You imported Serbio?
Yeah, so I actually, prior to Serbio, I had bought 2 dogs that had already been imported. A female named Bianca that I still have, and a male named Dubai. And I ended up getting rid of Dubai because there's a lot that goes with these dobies as far as like internally. Like how people test in Frenchies for color, that's how people test health-wise in dobies. So there's like DM, VWD. There's a lot of different, like there's blood thinner disease, there's a heart disease. And the first male that I imported,
what they call it, Von Wilder brands, right? Is that what it is?
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So when I bought the first 2 dogs, I had no idea about any of that shit, man. And the male ended up carrying 2 copies of the wrong thing where I couldn't really use him. So we ended up getting rid of him, and then I missed Bianca's last litter, and it just started irking me. Like, man, just import a damn dog, man. Just so find you one and bring him over. And so I ended up finding Serbio, and it was actually a pretty smooth process. I've bought semen from over there. I had never actually imported. I did. I imported Slick Rick. I imported a dog named. I didn't import Valentine, but I did import Slick Rick. But it was still a new process, But everything was smooth. They brought him right to my home. I didn't have to go to the airport. None of that. Walked out my house, and there was a van out there with like 5 Dobermans in it, and they were literally just driving across the country, dropping people's dogs off. Like, man.
Yeah.
So it's been fun, man. It's definitely been a good time, man. Cool breed.
So,
Serbio.
How old they gotta be before they can come over?
Yeah. So they're supposed to be 6 months, but you got to keep in mind they're supposed to be 6 months, right?
Yeah.
But they're not sending the paperwork with the dog. So you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, when I had an option. I could have waited till after the new year to get served, or he was like, or I can send them to you now. Now he didn't directly say,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I understood what he was saying, and I was like, yeah, send me my dog now. So I got him a little earlier than most probably get theirs, but it kind of benefited me because he was able to kind of adjust to the kids and being around us, and because he was still younger. Had I got him at 6 months, 7 months, that's a
dog.
You got to break some habits and shit. You know what I mean?
That's a dog at 6 months.
Yeah, bro. Sir.
Yeah. I trip out, man. So when I heard that, I was like, so 6-month-old Corso, 6-month-old Rottweiler, that's a dog getting out of that box that don't know you.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes it go like that. That motherfucker come out pissing vinegar, and you just like, damn, I done spent all this money. You know what I mean?
Been in that box since Tuesday.
Hell yeah, bro. Hey, I'd have been, listen, man. Hey, hold on, close that gate. Put his ass right back on that van and take him to fuck where he came from,
Right.
But he came out, he was immediately like happy to see us, running up to us and shit. So, and actually, I probably should shout my dude out. I got him from a kennel called Jenga House Kennel. Jenga House Kennel in Serbia. Now, his dad was a dog. What made me get him was, I just like high-powered shit, man. Like, if it's a Bulldog, a Corso, I want, who's the best? Who the big, baddest motherfucker? And it was a dog named Dobaxio Mino Dior, who had just won the Siegler show. So the Siegler show is like a big Doberman show over in Europe. I don't want to overspeak on it because I don't know too much, but I know it's a big deal.
I'm gonna know on Saturday they got one in the next town. I'm gonna go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go. So his dad had just won that show, and I was like, well, shit, if I'm gonna import one, I mean, why not? And then I don't know if you guys are hip to this guy. It's a guy named, I think his name is Gerald, European Doberman Stud on YouTube. He's on Instagram and shit like that.
He's in LA. Yeah, he's
LA.
on the internet a lot.
There you go. So when I started researching the Dobies, he kept coming up. So there's a video out there where he says, "This is who I got my dog from, a lady named Stella Di Fortuna." So, you know, in my mind, I'm like, well, fuck, you know, if he imported his dog landed, you know, he's doing well with his dog. She seems like somebody, you know what I mean? So I reached out to her, and I bought the dog from Jenga House. My initial contact was Stella Di Fortuna. All right, so that is one thing that I'll say when you're importing dogs from over there, especially Dobermans and shit like that. Make sure that you're dealing with the person who owns the litter. And I don't have anything bad to say about Stella Di Fortuna. She put me in touch with an amazing dog. Everything was exactly what she said it was going to be, but
it was by proxy.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the first banner I see on her page, and it doesn't say Jenga House Kennel. But I already had Jenga House Kennel on my page because I'm watching it. I just don't realize it's the same litter I'm seeing on two different pages. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how much more I paid. And quite honestly, I'm not really tripping because I got what I wanted. You know what
Fair
I'm saying?
exchange, not robbery, is what I was always talking.
But at the same time, if I would have knew the business and what's really going on, I probably could have got him at a better price. I don't want to go too crazy on the conversation because I don't want to put her out there in a bad light because she did everything that she said she was going to do.
Right.
When he was supposed to be here, he was here. He looked exactly how he was supposed to look. He was probably more high powered than she described him to be. So if anybody's watching this, please don't take this as don't reach. She's a great person to do business with. If you're looking to import, you can reach out to Stella Di Fortuna and she will put you in touch, I'm sure, with very high powered Dobermans. But with that said, now that I just said that to you, when you're looking for imports, try and find the source. Like, if that person can't FaceTime you and show you that pup laying at their feet, you know what I mean? You probably get a middleman. And there was 2 or 3 people that I stopped contacting because I realized they were middlemen. I mean, I'm like, hey man, can we go live and let me see the pups? He's like, oh, it's in the other town. What the fuck you mean it's in the other town? Let me talk to the person who's in the other. And I kind of started to realize, but you know, like I said, I did get what I want, and you know, I'm definitely happy with, you know, the pup that I did receive, man. So yeah.
So after you made that post about the training, I was like, I'm asking around because I've always been curious, interested in that too. They all want to do board and train. Yeah.
So what I did was, so like I said, man, one of my guy. If I wanted to do board and train, I could send him over there with Mac, and he gonna charge me, but he not gonna charge me. I wanted to learn the process myself. I wanted to see, you know, why are you making the dog do this? Why does it have to do this? How do you make it do that? As far as the bite work, it's the same thought process. Like, you know, if I'm gonna do the Dobies, I want to be able to put training packages on my own dog. So it really didn't benefit me.
You put the
all that, bro. I want to be able to turn their ass all the way up. Like I just like that shit, you know. And so like I said, for me, it didn't benefit to do the board and train. So what I did was I found a club. The place I go to is called OG Buckeye, and it's a dog training club. Like they do board and trains, but they also train dogs for, you know, for world shows, the Siegler, for IPO training, Shetson training, all different levels of obedience and bite work they do. And once I got past the obedience portion of it, now you just pay a monthly fee and you go up there and you work your dog, you know, and as they grow, you do different things. You know what I mean? So I would say try and find, literally I Googled working dog clubs near me. And that's what came up. So I would try and Google that, reverse search it, use those kind of keywords, find the actual club where it's like that's what they do. Because the difference is board and train, that's really just like a boarding facility, but they also do training. You want to find a training facility.
Yeah, train me.
Right. And that's really what it is, bro. They're really teaching you how to train the dog, because you're only there an hour a week at most. So what you see there, you just take home and put it through your dog. Like I kind of went crazy with that shit. Like I would take my daughter. She had an appointment that she goes to every single week, and it's an hour long. I take her. Normally, I got to sit in the parking lot. I take Serbio with me while she's in there doing her thing. I'm in the parking lot doing training. You know, my son, when he goes to quarterback training, Serbio's in the back. We in the parking lot doing our thing. Or if I'm bored at home, I'm in the kitchen. So I kind of went a little crazy with this shit, but it's been fun, man. For sure.
That quarterback training, man, sports have changed.
Mm-hmm.
They have changed. We played every sport. Now kids are specialists.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, man. It really is, man. Like I played sports from a very young kid all the way through high school, but once I stopped playing sports in high school, like I didn't really fuck with this shit. You know, I'm doing some dogs. I'm trying to get some money. You know, I'm not trying to throw or catch a fucking basketball. You know, and but once my sons got old enough and they got back into it, it kind of relit something for me, and so I kind of got to tap back into it via the boys. But it is like I don't even know if they had this kind of training back when I was playing, man. Like it's
I don't know if they did either.
Detailed as fuck.
Nah, hell nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
If they did, it wasn't accessible. Put it that way.
Yeah, there you go. Like maybe high society, NFL players, sons had it, but like you know, Richard from up the street never came to me and said, "Yeah, I got to go to position training tonight at 6." Like,
yeah,
you know, so it's cool to see him go through it. Honestly, man, it's funny because it's kind of very similar to the training I'm doing with Serbio. Like we go in there, you know, we train. I get to see him progress through it. You know, boom, he got to sit, he got to stay. Now he's working on hand signals, knowing what I'm saying based off my hand movements. You know, I take my son to his training. Like we go in there, his elbow's out or whatever they're fixing that week. You know, more forward. You know, so I think it's just my thought process. I just like growth in whatever I'm doing, man. Like and whoever I'm doing it for. So I just want to see the progression, man. And you know, it's worked out for me, man. It's been pretty fun for sure.
Yeah. All right. So since we're talking about important, all the way back, let's go to the beginning. Let's talk about it. Come on.
All right. What we talking about the Scarface breeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that year, 2-year time frame was really kind of the meat and gravy for me, man. At the time, I was still doing Corsos. So in the Corso world, you know, importing semen, importing dogs, it was really nothing. Matter of fact, when I did the Scarface breeding, I did 3 breedings at one time. I did Scarface to Roxy. I did back then the Pacific Bulldog. What's my dude's name that had the Pacifics? Damn, it's my dude too.
I don't know, but I like them dogs though.
Yeah, the dude who created the Pacific. I can't even think of bro's name. But anyhow, I bred a dog. Matter of fact, the dog was Cruz's mom. The litter before I made Cruz, I bred her to a dog named Cleveland out in Cali, and I imported some Corso semen from Spain. The only breeding that took was the Scarface Roxy breeding, and yeah, man, like when I did it, no one was really importing blood. Scarface was everywhere. He was all over the internet. Everybody was live, you know, all over.
He's still all over the internet.
Everybody wanted Scarface, but nobody was importing. Like nobody was doing that back then. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I had just got separated from my son. I was living in California. I had just moved back to Akron, Ohio. And basically, I had to rebuild everything, man. When I came back, I was living in my granny's basement. So I hustled my shit back up, and life's going okay. And I'm like, I need something big. I need a fucking grand slam. And I'm like, what dog would just set these motherfuckers just, you know, who would just. And
what's going to really do it to him?
Yeah, it was Scarface. And I'm like, man. You know how sometimes you have a thought, and like you get goosebumps a little bit, you like, oh shit. It was one of those, like I'm about to fuck him up. And so I reach out to Michael, and he gives me a decent number. The stuff he wasn't really crazy. And we fucking did the breeding, man. And like I said, I did three breedings at one time in like a 2-week time frame. I did TCIs on everything. And the only one that took was Scarface and Roxy. And it really, so prior to that, I had a dog named Rev. People who've been following me a while, they probably remember Rev. And Rev, I always say, Rev put me on the map. That Scarface breeding that produced Uno changed my life. You know, when Uno turned a year old, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since. I was able to kind of convert to just doing dogs 100% at the time. I'm doing flips on houses. I'm buying and selling flipping houses. I'm selling insurance full time, homeowners insurance, car insurance, selling insurance full time. You know, got some other things going on and shit, and I'm doing the dogs. And when Uno hit, it blew shit up in a way, man. I was like, this job is in the way. Do I go in my backyard and get a couple grand for a breeding, or do I go up here and make all these phone calls and hope to hit bonus and make my $2,000 at the end of the week? So I was like, you know, that's another story how that went. But I made a decision. I'm like, now's the time, and I went 100% dogs. And like I said, man, it put me on the map. And then you got to think, I followed that up with. Then, like 6 months later, I do the breeding that makes crews. So it just was a steady. Then that goes bad, and then I import Slick Rick, right? You know, and then you know Slick Rick actually passed away a few years ago, but he left me a son, a dog named Lazarus. Lazarus is probably my most accomplished dog. You know, he's a grand champion. He won Best Male at Nationals 2019. We lost the top win by 1 spot. I mean, when I had him out there, he had like an 80% win ratio, just a phenomenal dog. And he's kind of semi-retired. And so, but then after him came Mohan, you know, and then I'm forgetting I had Hitman in there. So it just, for me, it's kind of been a progression, but it all started with the Scarface breeding that produced Uno. It produced a lot of nice dogs, man. There was 6 dogs born, 4 females, 2 males, really 3 males. I lost the monster. So I had Uno and I had a running male, and I pet homed the other male out. Because I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to keep it exclusive. I'm the only one with it. So I have about a 2-year time frame where I'm the only person in the Western Hemisphere
with the sauce,
with a direct Scarface son, Olde Bulldogge. He may have been sending them to like the XLs and shit. I don't know. But I do know there was not another Olde Bulldogge breeder in the Western Hemisphere.
The whole truth's never going to come out by what's in the XL, is it?
Yeah, well, you know, it's getting there, man. They starting to, let's be real about shit. But, you know, and yeah, man.
Adam Parcelli, I guess that's the Pacific Bulldog guy?
Parcelli, that's my dog, man.
Yeah.
Oh, is there comments on here?
Yeah.
How do I see it?
Bulldogs is the only person commenting so far, but he's on it.
Am I able to see the comments?
Oh,
I see it.
You should see
it. MJR. Comments. That's Megan. What's up, lady? And my guy Richard. Yeah, Parcelli. Yeah, so but yeah, man, Chad, you know, and really, man, you know, people don't like speaking on it, they don't like saying it, but for real, Uno, like I said, Uno had about a 2-year time frame where he was the only one. Now, keep in mind, I'm selling to the same clients everybody else selling to. So I know they asking these other breeders, do you got bull for Scarface? Because this guy says they had to go get it.
Yeah.
They had to go get it. And, you know, he in that regard, man, he really kind of changed the game, man. There's not a lot of dogs that you can say, like, no, that motherfucker really, after him, it was different. After Uno, everybody was chasing import blood. Everybody was chasing. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's the truth.
Yeah,
that's the truth. You know, I'm pretty humble with my shit, so you're not never really gonna hear me out here doing all of this and shit. But that is the truth. After Uno, there was a whole slew of European import dogs that came back to the U.S. and most of the big kennels, what they call big kennels, well-known kennels, however you want to say that, had import shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, so rest in peace to my dude, by the way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, but he lived a good life though, man. Uno died when I think he was like 11 years old, something like that. And I was able to free some semen off of him, so I got like 4 or 5 breedings on ice. That eventually I'll pull out the put it to work, see what it do. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So it was. I don't think I realized what I was doing when I did the breeding. Right. In my mind,
You never realize what it is in the moment.
Yeah, I didn't. Not so much what I was doing. I just didn't realize the impact that it was going to have. That other people were then going to be like, "Damn, that is a good idea. Let me," you know what I'm saying? And like looking back at it, it's kind of like, "Damn, that's kind of crazy a little bit." Like, damn. So, super proud of that breeding. Super proud of what I was able to contribute to the Olde Bulldog community just based on that specific breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for sure.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's more impressive than all of that to me.
What's up?
All of it is I never hear anybody say nothing bad about Tony Clay.
Yeah.
About on the sly, on the slick. You know how people do online?
Yeah.
Never. And that's crazy.
For real, the people that was speaking ill of me fucked me over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say I've never had a deal where the client wasn't 100% happy with however it results. Because here's the thing, man. Like, we're not God, man. We building dogs, we building live animals. Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's all about how you correct it and how you fix it. And for me, man, I think people have different motivations. I mean, do I have a monetary incentive in here somewhere? Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, come on, man. Let's be real.
Right.
But for me, it's more so about I just like building dogs, bro. I like the progression of it. So, like, if a deal go bad, like I don't have a problem taking a short to make something right. And I think that's where people get fucked up in this game. Everybody wants every penny. Everybody always wants to win. Look, man, I just want to make bad dogs. And if I sold you a dog or we did some business and, it wasn't even on both sides and you feel that way, tell me. And we're going to straighten it out. And that's really just how I approach it. And it means something to me that there's not a lot of people out there that can be like, Tony Clay fucked me over. Tony Clay, did this and didn't fix it. Like, and that's not just in the dog world. It's just, that's something that's important to me. You know what I mean? And so I do appreciate that, man. I absolutely do, man, for sure.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like, oh, it's a lot of it, because it's not that, but
no.
You get people talking one-on-one, and they'll say some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
no, it's definitely a lot of things in our community that are swept under the rug, so to speak.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too, man. Like, none of us are perfect. Like, especially like when we're building dogs, and if you kind of are like I feel like to be a producer, to really produce dogs that stand out, you kind of got to take some risk here or there. You got to put a dog on another dog where you like, I don't know, if this shit work, it's gonna fucking work.
Right.
But if it don't work, well, then I got some pets. And I think what happens is people get to a certain level, and I think this is in any avenue of business, where people just look for things to be like, oh, they produced a dog that was Easty Westy. They produced a dog that had a high. So it's like it's gonna happen. I mean, I don't want to name drop, man, but there's some kennels out there that have huge setups. When you have that level of dog and you're making that kind of contribution to our community, there's gonna be a couple that are like, all right, God, I don't know what you did there.
It's a numbers thing. It has to be.
There you go. Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that, because me personally, if I do a breeding and there's 10 pups on that breeding and 7 of those motherfuckers is what I want them to be, that's a successful breeding to me. Now, do I want 10 out of 10? Yeah, hell yeah. But if I got 70% is somewhere in that sweet spot of what I want to produce with this breeding, man, say what you want to say. I'm happy with what I did. And I think when you get to a certain level, you really have to have that kind of thought process, man, because there's some breeders out there that have contributed an immense amount of time, money, effort, years, love, progress to our breed. How do I say this? For people to then just nitpick the little things that they missed, the little things that didn't go exactly the right way. And it's like, if you look at their overall body of work and what they've brought to the table and to our community, like, how do you have anything negative to say? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, so I just feel like people should let people enjoy their success without finding a reason to, you know, undercut what someone has accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I didn't mean to get too far off, but
no, you good. That's my biggest thing is I don't got nothing bad to say about nobody or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm human. I see some stuff, whatever I don't like, I don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I got the right to remain silent. You know
what you can do? And I don't know if people just don't know this shit, but you know how, like, when you scrolling on social medias and shit, you doing this shit, like, boom, you see something you don't like, you could just keep fucking scrolling.
You can do that.
But instead, people stop, open that motherfucker up, read it, and then be sitting there mad as fuck typing a fucking rebuttal, like, just scroll past that shit, man. Let them people build their dogs how they want to build their dogs, man.
Yeah, you know? I think it goes back to I grew up with computers. But we played outside too, and you run your mouth.
That's the other thing. You say what you want to say here, you know. But so you know, also, like me, you don't see me in a lot of shit because I don't really fuck with a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
Like I stay in my circle. Like I can count on probably both my hands the number of people, you know, like how you'll reach out to me and just be like, hey, bro, what you think about this? Man, it's probably less than 10 breeders in the world that have that kind of access, because I just feel like I've done that. I've tried to put other breeders in position to win, and then they took all the credit, all the fucking dogs, and act like I never did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, so it just... I'll be like, okay, man, I'm gonna just stay over here and do my dogs and admire what you do from over there. So that's probably why you don't see me in a lot of shit too, because I stick to myself, man. I'm just trying to raise some dogs, raise my babies, you know, get a little bit of money, man. You know.
Well, I got a question for you. Maybe a strange one, I don't know, but I'm gonna ask it.
All right,
bro. What is it in the water in Ohio, or what is that? Why is there so many? There's a lot of dogs in Ohio. Yeah. A lot of kennels, a lot of, you know what I mean? What is it?
I really don't know. I don't know if it's because we're kind of such a rural state or just the Midwest in general. It's not just our breed, man. It's all breeds. Ohio, Kentucky, PA is kind of a very big hub of breeders. You know what I'm saying? And I also think too, man, you know, there's a certain point when we had like a huge influx of breeders from everywhere. But I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it really makes you be on your square. Like, previously, man, you could put together two dogs, and if it kind of looked like a bulldog, you could sell it as an Olde bulldog. Whereas now, you kind of gotta have some quality, man. People are smarter, man. You got to, you know what I mean? And so I don't know, man, but you're 100% right, man. I see it in the Corso world. When I was researching Dobies, there's literally probably top 5 kennels here in Ohio that are just world-known kennels, you know. So I don't know, man.
Oh boy, with the Borbles in Ohio, what's his name?
My dude up in Cleveland. I just talked to him.
Exotic Borbles.
Yeah, up in Cleveland. And what's my dude's name? I just talked to him, and there's some big ass dogs.
The Corso dude,
Scan.
Yeah,
Tony Scandifield. That's one of my good friends, man.
So I'm saying it's too much to be coincidence, man. Something's in the water. LeBron James.
You gotta think, and Corso wise, it's horrible, bro. You got Scandy, you got Derek Matson, you got Ohio County Corso, you got Bill Dardakis, Vito Sims, Serafina. These just shit that's popping into my head. That's 6 right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. But you're not wrong. I tell you that much.
Yeah, that's a
where are you guys at? Arkansas. Okay, I mean, it's probably a nice amount of breeders down there. I would think.
There's some.
You know? Yeah.
There's some.
I don't know. Probably how when I say Ohio, y'all just think cornfields. Like when you say Arkansas, I kind of just think country a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is.
Okay, all
It
right.
is.
So maybe that's the common denominator, man. We just got a lot of countryside. You know, I don't know.
We got let's see, in Arkansas, there's a dude in the next town over.
Okay.
Does Rottweilers.
Okay.
There's another dude in Pine Bluff does Rottweilers. There's a dude in Northwest Arkansas who actually told me what program this was, whatever, because he has a YouTube channel, NWA Connie Corsos.
Okay, he just had I think he just had Scandy on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I messaged him. I said, man, what do you use to do that? Like, and he told me. He kind of gave me the sauce a little bit, and
so you got that. That's cool though, man. That's cool to me, man. Like when people, especially dog people, are like that. It's not like that now, man. It's just especially with social media, because you got to think, man. Especially like you get into like the bullies and the Frenchie. A lot of these people are just really good at social media, really good at promoting. It may be their first litter, and they got 40,000 followers type shit, man. So they're not giving the sauce out like that. So kudos to bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for real. I don't know. I'm new to this. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to. We're not gonna do it the way he do it, but we're gonna do it. You know what I mean?
You know, man, I really like what you guys got going on, and I really think our breed needs this kind of platform. It used to be my dude. What's my dude? Chad Smith. Before all like this kind of stuff, Chad Smith had a radio show called Better Bulldog Radio, and it would come on once a week, and they would just talk about the Olde Bulldog community and what was going on within our community. And like me personally, I don't know about anybody else, but I would look forward to it. Like, oh no, Sunday I can't do nothing that hour. I got to listen to the radio show. You know, I sit in my truck. So this kind of reminds me of what they're doing, and I think if the community really gets behind you guys, and you can get some people on there that have a nice following, that I think, man, you guys could really make some noise with this, man. I think it's a great idea and something that we need.
Yeah. I said before, when I first got oldies, I would have to take information from the bully people and the Frenchie people and try and, in my mind,
apply it to the oldies.
You know what I mean? And
what made you want to get into oldies, man?
Man, I wanted a better bulldog. I wanted a bulldog. Okay. But then I'm a nerd by nature, so I started researching. You know what I mean? I'm like this, that, artificial insemination, cesarean sections, right?
But you know how to do those now.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, but then I started reading about this other bulldog, and you don't got to do all that. So I'm like, ego, right? Yeah. And then 3 years later, I find myself, you know what I mean? Behind one of them jokers doing the same thing.
So.
I realized the type that ties and free whelps.
Okay.
It's the type I like.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you that at the door. You know
so that's the. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, when I first found the oldies. So look, this how this go. I'm in Ohio, and I really just hadn't got my mind right yet. I just was still into some other things and got into some bullshit. And when I got that bullshit behind me, I said, okay, you know what? I'm out of here. If I stay here, this shit gonna keep going how it's been going. So I moved to California. I sell most of my dogs. I place 3 or 4 dogs. I take 1 dog with me. And I get to California, and I'm just missing this shit. Like I even missed like picking up shit and cleaning. Like I'm not really missing my family. I love my family, but I'm missing these dogs. So I say, you know what? I'm going to go get an American Bulldog. So I see this ad in the paper, and it just says Bulldog. So I go, and I'd never seen a kennel. Like, I'd never been to, like you come to my house now and take y'all back. It's a kennel. It's an area specific for dogs. And I go to this dude's house, man. This motherfucker, he got kennels all the way around the back of his yard. It was the most impressive shit I'd ever seen, man. And I'm like, so then it kind of, I started getting dogs again, and it progressed from there. But that, for me, it was a dog named Willie G. And when I seen Willie G, I was like, at the time I had just had a Corso litter. And I'm like, bro, I got a couple Corsos at the crib. When I sell these motherfuckers, I will be back. Yeah, bro. It was a dog named Willie G, man. Blue Bulldog, he's Willie G. You You probably can still Google him, man.
Say it again.
Yeah, that's what started it for me, man. And then it just it started working, man. Like it shit was coming together, and you know, I for me. But this is what I was trying to say. Back then, F1s were wide open. Okay. You didn't have to write and get approval. You didn't have to do none of that shit. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, wait a minute. You telling me I can build a dog exactly how I want to. I can take this breed with this breed and make it look like this. Or I can put this taller dog with this shorter dog and make it. And they like, yeah. And so for me, that's what really kind of reeled me into Olde Bulldogs. I like the idea that I could build it how I wanted to build the fucking dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And,
right. Yeah.
So let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my brother about this, and this might make some people upset, but that's not my intention. I got into oldies because I wanted a bulldog, the English bulldog, but a better version of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what drives the people that have the AB type? Because you can just go get an American bulldog. It don't need a does it?
So here's the thing, though. So I want to make sure I say this the right way.
Okay. I hope I asked it the right way.
You asked it perfectly. You did. But what I think takes most Olde Bulldog people to AB type is the muscle, the mass, and the girth of the dog. So it's almost like, to me, it's a guy named Brandon Gibson. I think it's Hard Times American Bulldogs. If you get a chance, look his kennel up. He just posted a female on a story, and the motherfucker looked crazy. It was almost like, it's like, to me, the American Bulldog are the bodybuilders of Bulldog. You understand what I'm saying? If my Oldie, if I could put that kind of frame on a dog that's the Oldie size, that's a bad motherfucker to me. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I guess what I'm saying is personal preference, I think, is what takes them there. And to me, that's the beauty of the breed. That's what made me want to build these dogs, because I could have somebody over here who's building big, powerful, gorilla-ass bodybuilders, and I can have somebody over here that's building little EB type dogs. But that's they shit, and that's they shit. And I like mine, right? You understand what I'm saying? So it was a little more open. Like I think it may have been a good thing to close the books and make people register F1s, but only because of how much influence the English Bulldog was starting to have. I feel like F1 to Oldies to AB should be wide open, because it can only bring the dogs up. It can only stretch them out. It can only, right? Whereas Oldie to EB, and no shade to anybody. Listen, I personally have dogs on my yard that are short, bully type dogs. You know, I call them pocket Oldies. Most of my stuff I would call a pocket Oldie. So I'm not throwing no shade. I'm speaking to myself.
Right.
But I started with bigger dogs. But as my lines got tighter, so when you line breeding on shit, the tighter you get, the smaller your shit gonna get.
Right.
So I have the type that I want right now. I have the heads, I have the substance, I have the structure, I have the girth. But ideally, I would like to bring my dogs back up a little bit. Hence the reason I bred to heavy duty. I got 2 other breedings that are coming up. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So, but that's what I'm saying to you. That's the kind of shit I like, man. So, like, most of my line right now is short, compact shit. So now I outcross to some big, tall gorilla shit, and I get to keep growing it. And then once that gets big, tall, it'll be a dog in there that I fucking love, that has the height, that has all the muscle, and I'm gonna say, well, damn, I want to add a little cheeks, or I want to strengthen up his rear. So to me, that's the beauty of what was the Olde Bulldog. Like you can do that in other breeds, like, you know, like my Corsos right now. Everything's overdone. Big bones, big head, short muzzles. Now I want to add some muscle to the mix. You know, I have the type I want. Everything looks how I want it to look. Damn, they're a bulldog version of a Corso. So now I want to add some muscle. So I think that's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there she go. Next time, little lady. Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the pockets right there.
Yeah. So, you know, I really feel like they need to separate us, man. Like they need the same way the American Bully has the pocket version, the classic version, and the XL. The Olde Bulldog needs to have that separation, man, and because that's why there's so much variety. There's not as much variety as people think there are if they would just separate the classes. So you look at a dog like Mohan, right? That's what I would call a pocket version. I mean, ideal, and hard to beat, you know what I'm saying, at pocket version, right? But when you put him up against a dog like Christian Gina just dropped a boy, I think his name Eeyore, something like that.
That's a big old boy.
That's 100. I think he said 120 pounds, 112 pounds. When I stand that dog next to a 80-pound pocket oldie, that's damn near two separate breeds. For sure, two separate classes. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
hell yeah.
So I'm not going to put a dog, I'll use my own shit. A dog like Cruz. If you ever got to see Cruz in person, he was a big, powerful, bad motherfucker. Like, I'm not going to stand him next to Mohan and say, let's put them all in the same ring and who's the best. They need to separate those classes, man. And
I agree.
The breed would be better off as a whole.
Hey.
There it goes. They get busy over there.
Laugh, bro. That was a little brother laugh. Like,
The little wing dogs get active, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's always the little ones, man.
Yeah. Hey,
you all right over there, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I got pockets.
How's get them Winnie dogs in line, man?
Yeah, we got pockets. I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Put her in a crate. I'll get it right now.
What's up?
I did. All right.
Internet's better.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Shit happens.
It's real life.
You know how you handle it. You know what I'm saying?
It's real life.
Yeah. Shit really happens. So,
yeah.
But that is what I would like to see, man. A separation, man. A separation of classes, man. Pocket, classic, and XLs. Let the XLs battle it out with the XLs. Let the classics battle it out with the classics, and the pockets battle it out with the pockets. Because it's really hard to compare and contrast, man, when there's that much of a difference between a dog and another dog. So
they, like you said, they really are just about two different dogs.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, man. I mean, like when you look at them, if you didn't know what you would know they bulldogs, but you'd be like, are they the same breed? Is that the same? You know what I'm saying? Like you get those responses. Like if you go out in public with a pocket version versus an XL, I'll tell you who else has there you go. I'll tell you who else has so like I put that dog next to what's my dude Evolution, Brian Miller. You put Mohan next to a Brian Miller dog, that's two totally different dogs. You know what I'm saying? Now he has incredible stuff, don't get me wrong. No shade at all. Nothing but respect for Brian Miller and what he's done, but it's too much of a difference, man. And you could scream breed to the standard, stay in the middle. You could scream that, but the reality is that's not what our breed was built on, and people aren't going to do that. So still with what's in front of you, this is what we have. Separate the fucking classes, man. And I think it would resolve a lot within our breed, and I think it would move our breed forward versus what I think most people think is going to happen if they separate the classes. So here's my opinion.
How tall is Mohan?
Most probably 17 inches, something like that is with her. Yeah, you know what happens when people see Mo in person, man? Everyone's like, damn, I didn't realize he was, man, bro, you got to take better pictures. I'm like, listen, man, I'm a breeder. I'm not a fucking photographer. Right? You know what I mean? Joe Rita seen him at Christian Gina's show. He was like, oh, fuck, man. So that's who told me that. He's like, dude, you got to take better fucking pictures, man. I'm like, yeah, I know I do. But he's a small dog with big features. You know what I mean? And, it's just how I shoot the dog. But, most of my stuff is of that substance. In fact, everything that on my yard that wasn't direct Mohan, I co-owned out or I placed out. Every Olde Bulldog on my yard right now is down off of Mohan or his sister Mulan. I have two females. I have one girl out there that's my girl out in Indiana bred. I can't think of her name, but she's not. But she's still a Mohan daughter. And then I have a Uno daughter. So you know it. But everything I have is off of Mohan because I want that look. I just want to put a couple more inches on them and bring back that monster kind of. Yeah, that dog with 3 more inches on his leg. That's a bad motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
That's a bad motherfucker right there. But I'm saying
it is.
His leg, it ain't much you can say about it, man. I mean, my thought process.
I like, man. Yeah.
How old is he?
We gonna get it done. Mo's about 3 right now.
3.
Yeah. So I slow grinded him. In the beginning, I wasn't doing a lot of outside stud services. I wasn't even really running him in house. And but last year, you know, we did a couple outside stud services. We dropped a couple litters in house off of him, and now I got a son coming up off of him, a dog named Future Shock. So Future Shock is Mohan bred to Circe. So Circe is down off of Jessica Cook stuff, which this particular strand, I can't speak for all of her stuff. I don't follow her like that anymore, but this particular downline has a lot of my stuff back there as well. So Future Shock is three times Cruise. He has Lazarus. He has Champion Roxy, Champion Proxy, Champion Prada, Slick Rick. He has Uno's mom in there. So everything that I champed or Grand Champ is behind Mohan and Future Shock as well. The difference is Future Shock also has Jessica Cook, half of it where Jessica Cook did her thing in there as well, which all were very nice breedings. You know, much respect to her for what, you know, she's done for the community as well. No shade at all, but just putting it out there.
Hang on a second. I thought I had it.
We gotta do Mohan and Mo, man. That'd be some good puppies right there.
Which one is Mo? Is that big bitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Sam, when you show me that bitch, what did I say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be
that'd be a happy medium right there.
You know, that's really what I'm looking for him right now. Yeah. I'm looking for big monster, big back bitches, man. You know, that's what I'm looking for. And if anybody out there has those big, powerful, almost AB type dogs, I'd be a lot more inclined to waive stud fees to do it for pups back because that's what I'm looking to produce with outside blood. Just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Put a picture of Mo up real quick. Mo real quick.
Let me give me a second. Let me work.
Hey, bro, you nice with this shit, man. You got pics dropping and shit. I feel like it's dropping in the middle and shit. Yeah.
He's the Dr. Dre it is.
Yeah, this is only like the fourth episode.
Yeah, you nice with that shit, man. So, but you know, I think as a whole, man, you always see people like the breeds going to shit. You know, I think our breed's in a good place, and I think the people that are doing it, you know, I think it's in good hands with, you know, even the people that are coming up that don't have a lot of breedings. You know, I think people are a lot more informed. I just did a deal with a lady out in PA and co-owned situation with a Mohan daughter I have. And as I'm talking to her, she's like, well, I health test all my dogs. We're kind of just getting started, but this. And it's like that kind of stuff makes you feel like, okay, man, you know, if we left tomorrow, yeah. I remember. I knew exactly.
But she's more filled out. That's kind of young. That's like a year old right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, didn't you have another? No, that was her. Did you have another girl you guys just bred?
Say it again.
Did you guys have another girl you just bred?
That was her.
Okay, it was her. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. Okay. Check it out. These two boys right here are from the same litter. I'm gonna show you. Talk about like the variants and all that.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. That's Boogie Bob.
Okay. Nice.
And then let me get the other one.
Is he related to that black and tan girl you just had up?
That's her son.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
And then here is his brother. Same litter.
See what I'm saying? Other
Two
boy was a
different
little looser. This guy's a little tighter, a little more muscled up. So that's what I'm saying, man. And just think about that, man. You could have a litter. You could literally have a litter of Olde Bulldogs. If they separated the classes, I've had litters where I had a dog that would fit each class. Some pocket shit, some classic shit, and a big monster XL shit as well. Yeah. So I think at this point it's as necessary as closing the books. Where when they made that decision, they just need to do it, man. Yeah. This is where we at.
There's enough dogs out there. People say otherwise, but with the internet and the world is smaller than it ever was. Mm-hmm. You can get anything, anywhere, anytime, within reason. Yeah. As long as the 4th of July don't mess you up. Yeah. But I mean, there's no reason. It really ain't. If you do your work and you search and you look hard enough, you can find what you need.
Yeah. That's the whole trick to this shit, man. Like, it's not about this is where a lot of people fuck up building dogs, and this is any breed. They breed to the dog that's convenient instead of the dog that was the right dog. So if I find a dog, I don't give a fuck where that bitch at. If it's in Russia, under a rock, in the jungle, at the bottom of somebody's well, behind a goddamn waterfall, that's really the dog I'm looking for. I'm looking for the dog that's going to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, and everybody hasn't used the dog. You know what I'm saying? There's not a ton of
what Frank Lucas said. He said, "You trying to go to the jungle? We in the jungle."
Okay, yeah. Call me the Frank Lucas of this Bulldog.
Yeah, we already in the jungle.
I'm going across the pond. I'm going across the pond. You know what I'm saying? So but I if I could say anything to like a new breeder coming up, that would be one thing that I said. Don't let convenience stop you from building the dogs that you want, because really those first 2 breedings, if you're really trying to build a program like a downline, a bloodline at some point, those first couple breedings, that's what all your shit is going to be built off of, man. So if you just breed into the dog that's right around the corner because it's right around the corner, then you're going to spend years fixing the bullshit that this convenient dog put into your stuff.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a major disservice.
Yeah, you're really working backwards. You know what I mean? Go for this shit, man. Go get the dogs that you want to use. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of separated me from a lot of people back then. Like, I didn't really have those kind of limits. Like, when I looked at a dog, I'm like, no, I want that motherfucker right there. And I went and got it. You know what I'm saying? And it it don't always work out for you. Sometimes you go get that bad motherfucker and the bitch don't take, or the bitch had 2 pups. It don't always work, but don't let convenience stop you from building the kind of dogs that you want to have and that you want to raise, man. Because that stops shit real quick.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm trying to find something.
Yeah, do your thing, man. Are there comments on here? Are people commenting and shit?
There's not at the moment.
I mean, but you guys can see them. I can't see them.
You have let me see. You got an option button that says like more on the bottom of your screen.
Yep.
Hey, click that right quick.
Okay.
What popped up?
Oh, I see. It says comments.
Click on comments. I think you'll be able to enable them.
I see them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to show me how to do this, man.
Of course. Man, I have it. I had it all ready to go and I lost it.
Serve you up.
What are you looking for?
Man, that Mohan's pet. I want to show people what a pedigree that's stacked with.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Look like.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man. It's a couple guys out there. See, for me, man, that's really what it's about, man. It was really just about building a bloodline. Like, it was about building a downline. It was about, being able to separate, and someone reference my dogs and be like, oh, that dog's NorthStar bloodline. That's like my, some people like to show. That's what does it for them. Me, I like to build. I like to look at the pedigree and be like, yeah, look at all that.
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of all of my pedigrees, man.
now I spoke on it, I got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's cool. And
yeah.
Like I tell you something. I also, like I said, I have dachshunds too, right? They don't do that.
No. But there is a point where it gets, like that's kind of where I'm at with my pedigrees, man. It's time to go out. There's a saying, Bruce, my dude Bruce over at Steel Yard, or Steel Town Kennels. He's like, breed it till it break. And the thought process that is tight. Ooh, that gave me an issue. It just broke. So now you got to go get outcross and bring something in to correct it. It's not that I'm having any issues. It's just I know the tighter I go, I won't be where I want it to be. So even the breedings I'm doing that are line breedings, most of them are to big dogs. There's a big dog in the equation somewhere. So I might push that.
All right, here we go. I think I'm in the right spot now.
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh.
Yeah. Sit down. Sit. Can y'all see?
Yeah, hell yeah, we can see it.
Clean your room.
I'm in the other room, man. Don't worry about it.
So his mom is pretty, right?
So his mom is pretty, correct.
Okay, that's it then.
Yeah, so Pretty's off of Hoss bred to maybe
There
Bella.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's a whole lot of your name on there, bro.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So Bella was a Crew's daughter. So now if you look at it though, and a lot of people don't catch this, if you look at Lazarus's mom and Pretty's mom, they were litter mates.
Okay.
So Champion
Bella,
Prada.
Bella Cruz and Prada.
Let me see. Champion Prada. Yep. De La Cruz.
Bella
You see how both their names is De La Cruz?
Yeah.
Because that whole litter, whatever their name was, it was 3 pups. So I kept 2 and I gave my dude Sam. I called you Sam, right? But that's because you kind of look like him and shit. But I gave Sam one, and Jessica ended up with the dog, and somehow the dog ended up being a chaos dog. But the dog really was off of the same breeding that Bella and Prada came off of. And the 2 that I kept, I put De La Cruz on the back of both of their names. Yep. Let's see who else is in there. Slick Rick, Pretty Ricky. Yeah, see that, that's what it's about for me, man. I wish it had more pictures of the dogs behind it because you could really see the progression. And Pretty really wasn't a type dog. She was more of a structured dog. And I did a live a while ago, and I was talking about
don't make me pull it up. Don't make me pull it up. If you keep talking about it, pull it up.
I'm gonna tell you. I was talking about there's a difference between structure and type. And the goal is to have a dog that has structure but with type. And I think I gave that breeding's example.
You did.
Lazarus, he was a structured dog too. Don't get me wrong. He's a beautiful dog. But Pretty, she was very athletic, man. She was very thin bone, narrow head. But if I gave you a side profile of this dog, it was like somebody painted it on. She was just perfect. So my thought process was if I could get the girth of Lazarus with the structure of with the structure of Pretty, I got a pretty fucking decent dog. And the 2 dogs I kept were Mohan and Mulan. Mulan, she's out on the West Coast now with my dude at Train Yard. And but that was my thought process with that breeding, man. Put structure to type to get some type of middle of the road dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They coming in now. You're on the chat.
Okay. Oh, it's telling me too. There we go.
It says Train Yard Bulldogs. What's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's my dog, man.
Yeah.
So this is the type of bulldog and I like to do, man. So we had a conversation. He and I had chatted a couple times. and just had a good vibe, man. Real similar to you, bro. Just we get to talking. I'm like, damn, bro, I gotta get my fucking kids. We've been talking an hour. I gotta go. It was that kind of and most of he and I's correspondence was text and stuff, but we do a deal on 2 dogs. It produced wonderfully for us. He got a nice batch. He got a really, really nice chocolate female out there. I got some really nice pups. All the business was good. Everything was on the table. We did end up losing a pup at the end of it. It was a freak fucking accident. And, I was like, hey, don't worry about it, bro. We win some together, we lose some. So this our split now. I didn't have to ask the man for a picture. He sent me a picture of the dog deceased, just so everything on the table, bro. Like, and this, like I said, man, we just really talked and corresponded, through social media and shit. But we were able to build some really nice dogs, do good business. He has another litter coming up off of a Mohan daughter bred to he has a Balky Bill Ocean son over there. Gonna be a really nice breeding. And I believe he has some other pups available at the moment too, but I'm really just speaking to our business. It was nothing but good business. T Torres, she another one. Now let me see. So she's another one, man, that we were able to put some breedings together that I got some nice puppies off of. She got some nice puppies off of, and she was able to build on that foundation. And I literally just seen one of her pedigrees the other day, and my stuff was probably 3 generations in the back, but everything from there forward to that current dog was MSK stuff. So now
she breeds on her stuff.
But being fair to you, I love you like a sister and shit. We had a little rough patch, but you know what I'm saying? We was able to get past that, and I was actually just down in Atlanta with her. She was nominated for Olde Bulldogge Breeder of the Year as well. We both ended up at the awards show. It was a great time. But she's another one, that's what I'm saying. I feel like the breed's really in good hands with the people that are, putting ththings together. You look at it
in the water in Ohio. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Not just Ohio though, man. You look at Christina and Els. You look at obviously, Christina. Not Christina. Gina and Chris.
Yeah.
They've come. There's a lot of people in the community now that are doing amazing things. You got guys coming up like yourself that have really a wealth of knowledge. Like when you and I talk, bro, some of the things I'll be thinking I got to explain it. You be like, oh, yeah, bro, well, X, Y, Z. Like, okay, you know that then. All right, big dog. So
I'm a nerd. I'm telling you.
Yeah. That was one thing you told me what impressed you about me. That was one thing that impressed me about you was, 1, you wanting the knowledge, and then 2, you going to get it and retaining that shit and being able to really talk dogs with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, really understand what I'm saying, and we're really of the same thought process on a lot of things, man. I think that's why you and I got along so well, because how we look at this shit in a lot of ways is similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me see what they're saying. Yeah.
So before I ever had oldies, I had dachshunds. I say again.
Okay.
The first time I had a female, and the first time I set up to get stud service, the lady handed me a contract, right?
Okay.
And I'm the type of person where that kind of puts a taste in my mouth. Like, I mean, but anyway, I'm reading the contract, and it's everything to protect her, and no considerations really like for me. So I told her, I said, "Wait, hold on." So I'm like, "So if we have one puppy, you get the puppy?"
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
After I get whatever comes, what I hadn't had a litter yet, so I didn't know. But I'm like, I know I'm gonna be the one putting the work in.
Yeah.
Right.
Call
and
me
I'm
crazy,
like,
not stupid.
She said, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, honestly, I don't know, but I know me, and I'll do what it takes to make it right."
Right.
So whatever situation we find ourselves in, I'm gonna make sure we agree, and it's gonna work for everybody. She said, "Well, me too." And so we did the deal, and we done more business since then. But I say that to say, when Rosie had one puppy, and you told me, you said, "All right, well, we'll run it back. I'll get mine next time."
Get him on the next one, bro.
But I remember hanging the phone up, telling my wife. She go, "What'd he say?" I'm like, "He said what I would have said."
Yeah.
But I don't say
Everybody
I don't
don't.
think that from everybody.
Think like
You know
that.
what I mean?
To go back to when you said there's not a lot of people out there that's got something negative to say about me, because that's my approach. It's like, because here's the deal. It could have went the other way, right? Now, let's say it's a different situation where like we 50-50 on a litter. We weren't on that one. But let's say the bitch have 10 pups. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, well, shit. You know, so for me, it's you win together, you lose together. Like, all right, bro, we took a loss on this one, man. Let's run this shit back. Hit me off next time. You know,
we ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life.
You know, so it sucks that she died, but it was cool because it allowed us to do some business and understand, like, okay, that's somebody I can do business with.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, little shit like that. But that shit matters though. Because had it been like you'd have called me and I'd be like, well, what the fuck you calling me for, bro? I did my job when I sent the semen. So it sounds like you raising my pup and I'll get him in 6 weeks. You know, there's people out there that say that kind of shit. Like, wait, what? You know, so it is. I had a Corso litter one time, bro, and this was my first import Corso litter, and I lost a lot of the litter. I keep it with you. I keep it real with you. I lost several pups off the litter. I end up with 4 puppies. Wow. I owe this lady 2 puppies. I owe her 2 pups. So she comes in the house, and I'm telling her before she comes, and she's like, well, if you want to, listen, wait a minute. No. Listen, I did this breeding so I could get a nice male and a nice female. I want that male and I want that female. If I can't have both, I want that male. She said, you know what? Because you're so willing to give me what was owed to me, even though you've taken all of this loss, she let me keep the 2 best dogs. So that situation for me, it kind of set the temperature for how I do business or did business going forward. You know what I mean? And, you know, hopefully you're the same way, man. When you get to start your stud dog's career, sometimes things go bad, man. And you just adjust, man. It's like, but what I would never do is somebody ends up with 1 pup. They raise that pup for 6 weeks, and then I come take their pup. It ain't that important to me. You know what I mean?
I got you.
You know, I'm glad it worked out. And like I said, man, we get her next time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we going to get her this time, too.
We going to get her. Yeah. Look at Mo back there.
Yeah, but
chilling. She was looking right at us a second ago.
She know we talking about her. What up, Nate? Matter of fact, when I was speaking of that live I was on before, it was actually his live when I was speaking about structured dogs going to typey dogs. And I appreciate that, T. Torres. I really do, man. But truth be told, man, you know, I was just able to help you on your journey. You know, I'm sure you would have ended up, you know, where you was going. And you know, for me, man, I think that may be as important as building the pedigrees also. Like, to be a part of somebody's journey to getting where they want to go in life, you know, like Jessica Cook and I, you know, we've had our history and stuff, but, you know, I am immensely proud to be able to say that, you know, I was part of her origins with the Olde Bulldogge, and I was able to help her or provide her with something where she could help herself to get to the level of this thing she's at. You know, I haven't spoke in quite some time, but that doesn't change or negate the fact that, like, I'm very proud to be able to say I was part of that journey. You know, do I wish things could have been different? Yeah, but it is what it is. Same thing with T. Torres. When she says those kind of things on the live, like, I'm incredibly proud to be able to say, like, you know, I was part of that. And, you know, I think that's what it's about, man. You know, helping people get to where they're trying to go. And, you know, it's definitely important to me. So I appreciate that, T.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We have the best underrepresented, out there, in my opinion, dog. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, Nate.
It's gonna take us just building each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's such a cutthroat fucking game, man. It's like, damn, man. Like, you know.
It don't gotta be, though.
I came to dogs to get away from the madness. You know, I thought, you know what I'm saying? It's like, shit.
It don't gotta be at all.
It don't, man. But it is, and you just have to be able to sift through the bullshit, man, and get to the good, solid people, man. That, you know, and then for me too, man. Like, whether I like you personally or not, has nothing to do with my level of respect for a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's breeders in this country that there's a time in my life and in my career that I did not fucking like. I don't like that motherfucker. And that motherfucker didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't like you, motherfucker. And he gonna look back at me, or she gonna look back at me and say, I don't fucking like you either. But the respect was always there. You know, like, I would be in full tension with somebody, like, see him at a show, don't speak, none of that shit. And I get a call from a client, and they'd be like, well, yeah, I was talking with so-and-so, and I actually, man, they spoke very highly of you. You know, and the client don't know, but I know, and they know, like, if we were standing next to each other on fire,
yeah,
you know, I mean, I may put a motherfucker out, but you get what I'm saying. So I think the respect is always there. And I think that's what needs to happen for this community to be able to, whether you like my dogs or not, you know, respect what I put into them. There's people out there that have 4 or 5 generations of Olde Bulldogs that look like English Bulldogs. You know, like, I'm not trying to really build that kind of dog, but I respect the hell out of a 4 or 5 generation pedigree, because I know
what goes into that.
Hell yeah. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
10 years of work right there. Picking up crap and
So I like, literally, man, listen, you see a person, it's like, listen, bro, I don't fucking like you, but man, much respect. That is a beautiful fucking animal, and that is a well put together fucking pedigree. Now get the fuck away from me before I change. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of temperature, you know, like, I don't like you, but man, much respect. And at this point in my life and career, there's literally no one in the Olde Bulldog community that has that kind of space in my head. Like, I just don't like a person. There may have been a history, but like, there's no one in the community that I couldn't stand next to and be cordial and be happy to see and respectful. But I'm saying, when things were tense like that, even if I didn't like you, I could still respect you. And I think that if more people in the community had that kind of thought process, I don't really like that dog, but I respect that you health tested. I respect that I see you walking it every day. I respect that you're, you know, giving it baths, and you decided to give the dog raw. Like, I respect all of these things, whether I like the dog or not. And if people had that kind of thought process when they're scrolling and decide to stop and choose violence, you know,
start thumb thugging,
man. Yeah, so, you know, just my thought processes. Let's see, anything.
Hey, I want to apologize in advance real quick. I put it on Facebook right now, and the description I put doggy time, so just it may sound questionable. Forgive me for that one though.
What'd you put?
Doggy time.
Dog time.
I don't know what else to put, so I did it real quick before I left.
It's all good.
I'm with you, man. It's all
yeah.
Yeah, it's all love. Yeah, no, hold on, let me see what Nathan just put something. Just like what you said about Chris, he gave us a place to show respect again. Hours, what I like Chris talking about. But you know what though, even when Chris, I hear Chris breaking things down, Chris gonna speak in facts. He gonna speak in facts. He's gonna say, this dog has a bad rear. This dog has a bad. He's not gonna go to somebody and nitpick their fucking dog just because it's not his cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Chris and Gina's yard, man, bro, he got him from down here all the way to fucking up here, man. Like, so you can tell he's just a bulldog guy. He's a builder, and he understands as a builder you have to have certain tools. You
got all the things to play with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, and even with Chris, man, like, listen, bro, if people really realize some of the shit that Chris and Gina have to go through because who they became in this community is fucking ridiculous, man. It really is. And every time I get a platform to speak on it, you know, I try to do just that, you know, because truth be told, man, ABK, not to say it would have never happened. Was there people showing ABKC prior to Chris and Gina? Yes, there was. All right. I had been to a couple ABKC shows myself, but no one took it to that level where this was our home to show dogs. And so some of what I've been speaking on was about them, whether you like them or not, man. Like, you have to respect what they have contributed to this thing of ours, man. Like, I don't.
Oh, for sure,
man. Listen, you know. So, but to respond to Nate, like I said, even when he does do it in that way, he gonna speak in facts, man. He not just gonna get on somebody's ass just for the fuck of it. Look, your dog has a little head. Your dog has a weak rear. So I don't mind that kind of shit. But what I'm speaking of is when someone posts a picture of their dog and then 50 motherfuckers come on here and just crush them and just crush the fucking dog. Like, that's not necessary, man. Like, and 25 of y'all ain't even qualified to say this shit, man. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think if people, very type of dog. Yeah, okay. So you see what I'm saying? You know, shit. Let me raise mine how I want to raise mine. You raise yours how you want to raise yours. And if it would separate the fucking breeds, we wouldn't have this problem because someone who likes AB type dogs isn't going to look at a pocket and say, oh, that dog's too short or that dog's too bully. They're going to say that's a pocket variation. And the pocket person, vice versa, isn't going to say, well, I don't want that big ass American Bulldog looking fucking dog. If I wanted that, they're going to say, oh, that's an XL version of an oldie. And that's exactly why I'm saying they need to divvy that shit up, man.
Yeah. I don't want no dog that can jump a 6-foot fence. I say it every week.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't want that shit. Some people want a dog that's gonna lay on their fucking feet and warm their toes in the winter. Like, I don't need a dog that's gonna run through here and knock my TV over. Like,
yeah.
And you should be allowed to do that, man. Like, especially, and I'm saying that more so with our breed than a lot of breeds because our breed is a composite breed. So it started from that. You know, it started from some of the best looking oldie bulldogs I've ever seen were EB to AB or super bully oldie to AB. It's just it's a sweet, for whatever reason.
It's a sweet spot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and some of people's favorite dogs have those breedings behind them. What's my lady, Jamie Sweet, Blue Rivers, you know, Clubber Lang and some of those dogs she had down there. That's what they were. That is what they were. They were fucking F1 crosses, and they were incredible fucking dogs.
Somebody named her dog Clubber Lang? I'm pissed. I'm mad.
I think that was the dog. Maybe I'm speaking of one of her shorties.
That's the name I've been waiting to use right there.
Yeah, I'm speaking of one of her shorties, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The build of dogs she had down there was they were, you know, off of those kind of breedings. Kingpin. Now her shit wasn't F1s, but she was breeding bigger, more powerful dogs. That was the first oldie bulldog. The very first oldie bulldog website I ever seen was Keisha's from Kingpin Oldie Bulldogs. And keep in mind, I'm in California at this time. So when the site comes up and I see she's in Ohio, I'm like, oh shit. She had Top Dog. She had a whole slew of dogs, just big, powerful Venom, just big, powerful oldies, you know. And that's more traditional oldies, if I'm being honest. She probably had more standard-esque type dogs, you know. But that's her thing, and you know, and she should be able to build those kind of dogs, you know. And so that's just my thought process on it still to this day. So, yeah.
Tina says that they do need to class the oldies.
Yeah, they do. Somebody need to start a petition for that shit.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Can you hear that? No?
Tell Sister not get out my video.
She watching Telemundo.
Telemundo.
That's why. Because I'm Latina.
Tell him. Yeah.
That's my wife.
No,
You gotta make her presence known.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Life, happy life.
Oh yeah.
I understand that for sure. So.
Yeah. I know we've been through that already. I think it's cool, man.
Yeah, man, bro. I got pedigrees. The very first bulldog I ever had. She was an American bulldog named Fancy, and I literally have pedigrees that go all the way back to Fancy. I mean, I have some, bro, that are like literally like 10 generations, 11 generations deep, like all the way back to like F1 crosses. I used to do American bulldogs, so I brought some of those over, bred to an EB, then bred that to Rev, then. You know what I'm saying? So some of that shit it really does go back some ways. And, you know, like I said, I'm incredibly proud of that shit. Like, you don't really hear me every once in a while. I'll be like, NorthStar Bloodline. Or I'll hashtag that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, the truth is, man, like, a lot of my pedigrees at this point, man, I mean, it's nothing but my dogs in the pedigree, especially like 3-4 generation pedigrees. And the dogs that aren't mine, like Mohans, like when you pull that up, the dogs that aren't mine in that pedigree, I imported the dog. Like Slick Rick, I didn't produce, I imported. But he was still a dog that I owned, that I raised, I promoted. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't know why more people don't look for that. You know, don't strive to create a program, because here's the thing. I feel like there's a difference in a bloodline and a downline, right? So a downline is okay, kind of like if I'm speaking specific to Mohan right now. A downline is a bunch of dogs off of this dog. So like one dog removed. Oh, he had this dog. Like that's really just production. But a bloodline is a pedigree I'm going to look at. And even if it's not doubled down all the way through, 75, 80% of that pedigree is based off of one program. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so, and I think where people get the little
it's a family of dogs.
There you go.
Yeah.
But people are speaking of a downline, referring to it as a bloodline. So like when you hear people say, "Oh, my line," well, in all fairness, they're kind of right. Like it is their line. It is their downline of dogs. But when you attach that bloodline to it, now you got to really show me some shit. Like you got to let, you know what I'm saying? Like I know David Chaplier, he's pretty deep on some of his pedigrees. Like his shit kind of, it gets down there. Christian Gina, I'm sure they have some pedigrees that are like, you know what I'm saying? Just goes back, you know? And for me, that's my thing. Some people, it's not a big deal to them. They care about what's in front of them. But I want to produce, because honestly, that for me, it makes it a little more difficult to produce my look, my type, what I want with my dogs, right? And some people are like, well, bro, that's, you know, why not just go breed to a dog that you want that looks like what you, I mean, I could do that. You're right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, shit, I could go get, you know, fucking plastic surgery on my muscles and make my arms big and make my chest big, you know, or I could just do it myself. You know, I happen to want to build this shit myself.
Brazilian bicep lift?
Yeah, bro, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't Google this shit or nothing like that. For no shit. But yeah, you know, it's the same thought process, man. I like to do it myself, man, and that's just, it's the glory to me, man. Like, you know, when I like, one thing I want to do is I want to get a picture of Lazarus, Mohan, and Future, all three lined up staggered. And like literally when you look at them, man, you can see the progression. You can look at Louis, or Lazarus, who's a very nice dog, but he's a little bit looser. Like he's loose skin, he's got rolls, which, you know, whatever you like. Me personally, I wanted him a little bit tighter. So you get down to a Mohan, who's got a little bit tighter skin, he's got better muscle mass. He has the girth, but it's more a muscular kind of build to him. Mm-hmm. And then when I really cut Future Shock loose and people really can see the dog for what he is, he's just a little ball of fucking muscle, man, with nice tighter skin on his face. And you can literally just see the progression. And hopefully when Shock has his a pup, it'll be an even nicer version. So for me, that's what excites me. That's what keeps me wanting to build dogs, you know, all these years later, man, is the progression and being able to see it.
Yeah. Know? Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to the point where we're putting our stuff back to our stuff.
Yeah. How many dogs does Sykes have?
We don't talk about first rule of Fight Club.
That's why I asked that one specifically. Like, bro, you don't ask breeders that, man. You know?
Yeah. First rule of Fight Club.
You ask the breeder how many dogs they got, they automatically start stuttering. Like,
Yeah.
How many? I got a couple, bro.
Yeah, there's more than one. It's a trip. I'll be at work, man, talking about dogs all day with people.
Yeah, man, it's like that though, man. And I think, you know, people don't realize, man, this shit really a lifestyle, man. It is part of your everyday. You know?
I know, and not necessarily because I ask, but I know what every person in my job, what kind of dog they have, how many dogs they have. Yeah.
That's cool though, bro.
It is because it's something to talk about during the day. You know what I mean? People get caught up in the, you know, so.
Hey, so I got a question. So what do you tell folks when you talk about the dogs who take in a bunch of, you know, like homeless dogs, you know, which no problem, but they make it seem like breeding dogs is a bad thing, as opposed to there's so many dogs. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah,
Not lying.
It's one is preference, but two, let's really talk about it, bro. Like,
come on.
if I go to the Humane Society right now,
Yeah.
how many of those 100 dogs are going to be high-powered, purebred dogs down off of European import, champion this grant? Not a lot of. A lot of those dogs that's in that place are mixed breed dogs. You know,
Yeah.
dogs, you know what I mean? So what I tell people is, if you're willing to accept that risk, that's more power to you. I think that's awesome. But me personally, I want to go get a dog that was bred and produced to be nice intentionally, that I have a warranty on, you know, the health of the dog, a general warranty on the temperament of the dog. You know, I could go to the fucking junkyard and buy a fucking 67 Nova out of there, or a fucking, you know, buy a car from the junkyard and have to rebuild it and put it back together and do it. Or I could go to fucking Ford Clavin and buy a new car that was just produced and I know it's dependable, it's nice.
Yep.
So it's really all in preference.
It's predictable.
There you go. That's a great word to use for what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, me for real, I kind of trying to stay away from them, man. Like you know, I had I got a friend request about a week ago from this girl I went to high school with. Like, nothing crazy like that. She just went to high school. I knew of her. She knew of me. Well, I look at your shit before I accept your request. Like, who the fuck is this? Right. So I go to her page and I look, man, it's nothing but like adopt a bully, adopt a pit, I'm like, I'm not accepting that shit, man. That's the last thing, you know. So I try and steer away from it. But I mean, ultimately, bro, at the end of the day, like, you know, we put a lot into our dogs, man. At least speaking for myself, and I know you guys do as well. We put hold on, were you trying to vacuum upstairs? Yeah, you should be cool. You know, you put a lot into your dogs, man. And you know, I'm not able to track every dog that I've ever produced or had, but I haven't really gotten many calls of my dogs, my productions in those kinds of situations. And anybody that buys a dog from me, if you find yourself in a situation where you can't keep that dog, bring me my dog back. I'll take him back every day of the week. Whether I take it back and place it out and I know it's in a good situation, you know, however, or I take it back, keep it and use it myself. But they're always welcome back. But sometimes you got to pick your battles, bro. And some of those conversations, it don't fucking matter what you say, how you qualify your dogs, you're not going to win that battle, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, look, just be mad over there. Just don't come over here with that bullshit and we cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lose-lose if you ask me.
Yeah, you gotta feel good about every home you put a dog in.
Yeah, yep.
Because that puppy's gonna get big.
Hell yeah.
And depending on what breed it is, it could turn into a big problem.
Yeah, T, you right, you know? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right.
It was the first pure, I don't want to say purebred because it was a Corso, but it was a backyard. Somebody at work I worked with had 2 dogs. They had puppies. She's like, man, she got tired of feeding them. Said, come get one. So I went and got me one.
Hell yeah.
Right? And even though he wasn't the best, well-bred, whatever dog,
right?
The fact that I could look at the book and say how this dog is supposed to act, the things he's supposed to do, ABC, XYZ, and then look at the dog and see those behaviors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get that anywhere. That you have to know what it is.
Now here's a funny story though. So my first purebred dog I got from the dog pound. So at some point, you know, we was all I'm 16 years old. I got a dog named Rex. My mom went down there to get a Pomeranian. And back then they used to keep the dogs intact. You didn't have papers and shit on them, but
yeah,
you pay $40 and the dog had a rabies shot and shots for the year they give you the dog. I didn't get into breeding though. I just had him as a pet. And long story short, I ended up getting another female and came home from school and they were tied. That was the first purebred litter that I ever had. I was 16 years old. It was my sophomore year in high school. And maybe junior year, maybe beginning of junior, but somewhere around that time frame. So I could never knock it. You know, I think it's a good thing. I think it's really awesome when breeders do shit like go to the Humane Society, you know, and pay for a dog to find a home. I'm a dog man. So even the strays, I think, you know, need looked out too. But for me, you know, I want some shit that's intentionally nice. You know, that is
Right.
built this way to be this way. And so shit, I guess the answer to your question is how to win the conversation. Don't have it. Because you know, they'll take it away, man.
No, those people are not trying to listen to good sense. They're trying to incite something.
There you go. Some people have a conversation or an argument for understanding, and some people have arguments to win the argument.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to win no argument. And if I'm conversing with someone that's not trying to get some understanding, but they trying to win an argument, I'm not having the argument either. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
24 hours in the day, no time.
Typically, that's me right there. Typically.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
He ain't lying.
You trying to win the argument?
No, he's trying to get a rise out of you. He don't.
Okay.
He knew he was wrong 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Tone, man, I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, no problem, man. You know,
It was a good time.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, let me know, man. And more importantly, let me know when that girl come back in, man, so we can get it done. Yeah. All right, man.
All right. You got anything, Samuel?
Say again.
Y'all got anything before we go?
Yeah, no. Unless you got some more for me, man. I'm good, man. It was a pleasure.
That's an hour and a half. If we ain't got it, you know what I mean?
But I said that earlier, man. I get on the phone with your ass, we just get to talking later and shit. Like, damn, bro, I gotta go, man. So,
yeah.
But you know, you don't get that often, man. So I certainly appreciate the friendship, man. And
all right,
you know, more importantly, the opportunity to come on tonight, man. So if you guys want me to come back, man, just reach out to me, man. We'll do it again.
All right. We'll talk.
All right, man.
All right, Beezy.
Cool. Yeah.